rest of the world. You've tuned in to the Mac City Morning Show. I am your host, Elliot Pierre, and we're going to start the show off the same way we start every show off, with a moment of gratitude. I know you could be doing a million other things with your time, so the fact that you're spending it with us truly does mean the world to me. So thank you. On that note, Tanner, hit him with the intro.
How's she cutting me, loves? You're listening to the Mac City Morning Show.
All right, and we're back. Okay, I'm looking forward to this show because I've bumped into this gentleman once or twice, but we've never had a chance to chat. So I'm excited to find out a lot more about him with you guys at home. As you already know, I don't introduce my guests because they can do a better job at that than I can. So on that note, sir, can you please tell the people at home who you are and what you're about?
My name's Nick. I work at Noral Toyota. I guess what I'm about is just customer service, giving my customers the best experience they can get. And at the end of the day, I'm a dad, man.
There we go.
That's what I like, hanging out with my kid.
Let's just jump into that topic then. You're a dad. You got how many children do you have?
Just the one.
Just one, boy or girl?
Girl.
How old?
She is 12.
12. Yeah. Oh, you're in trouble.
Yeah, man.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, a 12-year-old girl. What's she into?
Everything. She's perfect.
Yeah?
Yeah, literally perfect.
Okay.
I've never had to even raise my voice at her. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, she's just perfect. She's into crafts. We paint a lot.
Yeah.
We like playing old school video games.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Fun.
Nice. We were talking a little bit about that before.
Yeah.
So, I was talking about that. Yeah. Old school video games. What system are you playing? What games are you playing? What's the old school like?
It's like an emulator thing.
Okay.
I don't know. It's like all the old school Nintendo and Sega games.
Right. Right. What's your go-to game?
Like Mario, of course, is fun, and then we play like Double Dragon and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah. Now, have you found yourself when she's not around playing these games?
Not that often. It's just funner to do with her.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have good self-control.
Yeah.
Because I've been like I have a Super Nintendo and a Nintendo 64, nice. And we plugged them into the garage, and me and Keegan have been playing. He's my little boy. He's 6. Oh. And when he's sleeping every once in a while, like I have my gym is in the garage too, so I'll be working out, and then like the consoles are looking at me. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I'll sit down and I'll play, and I'll get better at a game. And the next day he busts me. He's like, "You were practicing again." Yeah. Right on. I was just like, "Yeah, I was." So you work at Noral Toyota. You've been there for you're newer there.
Months, yeah. Yep.
So are you new to Fort McMurray or?
Yeah. I just moved up here in December.
Okay, sweet. Yep. All right, so let's chat about that. Before I find out where you came from, why did you move to Fort McMurray? How did you hear about it?
Well, I had a good friend of mine who was up here.
Yeah.
And he's, I was kind of looking for a change with COVID and stuff down south. It's kind of like somebody turned the tap off.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know what? Come up here. There's lots of great opportunities.
Yeah.
So I did. And man, oh man, I'm just absolutely in love with this community.
That's awesome,
yeah,
man.
We're going to plant some roots up here. We just got a new place actually just up here as well.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like walking distance from here. So
that's awesome. So down south where? Are we talking like America or are we talking Calgary?
Oh, no, Calgary.
Calgary. Okay, yeah. Sweet. And so Calgary, Fort McMurray, have you always lived in Calgary?
No. I was down there for about 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
Before that, I was in Slave Lake for the better part of my adult life.
Okay. So you're an Alberta boy then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I'm fascinated with people who bounce around and move. Mm-hmm. It's just because I've never really done it other from school. I had to move to school, and I came back. Yeah. So I love the adventurous nature of people who are willing to like move. Yeah. So what brought you from Slave Lake to Calgary?
So I used to engineer. I was in the oil field, and then I lost my job like 3/4 of the guys in the oil field did when the price of oil dropped.
Yeah.
So I needed to start over again.
That's right.
I went back to school. I got my first year of EMT done, and then I got offered a job at the local car dealership.
Yeah.
And, at that point I would, like, what do you need me to do, boss? Like, just sweep the parking lot for money? Yeah, I'll do that.
Right.
But they hired me in sales, and then just my career progressed.
There we go. Yeah. So now, as far as Noral, is this your first dealership that you've worked at? No. You were at a dealership in Calgary first?
Yeah.
Toyota or not Toyota?
Not Toyota. This is my first experience with Toyota. And again, I'm just elated with it. It's the best product I've ever worked with.
That's awesome. Yeah, and the boys down there at Noral, it's pretty chill.
It's such a great environment, man.
Yeah. Like Fad and Keith, and now Nimmer's back.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a lot of fun down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've known those boys for years. Since when I say boys, I was a boy when I first met them.
Yep.
I think I might have been 5 years old when I first met Keith.
All right on.
Yeah, so that was like in the 90s or in the 80s.
Yeah,
So
they've built a really good team down there, man. Like it's his family already. I've only been there for 4 months, and they're
yeah,
like after work, those guys are my best buds too, right?
that's right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So when we were scheduling this, we did a FaceTime. You were out with your daughter on the weekend.
Yeah.
You guys, what were you guys up to? You were walking around somewhere. You were outside.
Yeah, we're just checking out the sights, right? There's lots to see. We went down here by the river,
Yeah.
and then actually my coworker Crystal told me there was a pardon me, a little waterfall,
Yeah.
but you gotta she sent me this weird Facebook like map to get
Right.
there. It's like, oh, you go to here, then you find this place, and then you walk down.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so that was cool.
And did you find it?
Yeah, oh yeah,
That's
it's great.
awesome.
Took some pictures and stuff. Yeah, we like getting out. We got a dog that we rescued 2 years ago. She's a sweetheart.
What kind of dog?
I think she might be border collie, German shepherd or something.
You never
Yeah.
know when you rescue one,
No,
right?
No.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's tons of nature stuff in Fort McMurray to find.
Yeah.
Now I know you're talking down here, and we're not going to give the location away of the studio unless you're coming in as a guest. Then I'll give the address away. But I grew up in Dickensfield.
Okay.
Well, I moved there when I was 5, I should say. So I was always into Birchwood Trails. So if you have an opportunity to go check out the Birchwood Trails, I highly recommend it.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that this weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, and happy Father's Day.
Oh, happy
As well.
Father's
Yeah,
Day
that's
to
coming
you
up
as
quick,
well.
yeah.
That's coming up pretty quick
Any
here.
big plans for the weekend?
Yes and no. Yes, in regards to I've been told to leave Sunday open.
Nice.
Don't book
Right
anything,
on.
be ready, but I don't know what's going on.
It's nice to get spoiled once in a while.
It
right?
is. So
Yeah.
my child Keegan, he's very, very excited about it.
Yep.
The funny thing about Father's Day is I have this one friend, and my wife is just like, yeah, you're not doing this anymore. Once I had a child and he got to the age of wanting to do stuff, he would call it Man's Day.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know if this is true or not. So like, don't send me a bunch of hate. This is not my idea. This is my buddy's Tim's idea. I'm not going to say his name because he might get in trouble for this one. But he told me that in Germany,
Yep.
on Father's Day, it's called Man's Day. And what they do is they get together as men and they get a bunch of booze and meat and cheese and put it in wagons.
I'm not mad at this idea. Yeah.
And they just walk around and they just hang out and eat and drink like bros. And then they like go to the park with their wagon and meet some other bros and
Yeah.
drink. And it actually, because for the most, like, that's what dudes like to do. And so they call it Man's Day. Because Father's Day here in North America, like, it's really not about the dad. Like, you're not doing what you want to do.
Yeah.
You're doing what the kid and the lady wants you to do. So, yeah. So for a few years prior to having a child, I used to go every Father's Day and celebrate Man's Day. And it was awesome. Like, the shenanigans were great. But my wife quickly told me, like, once I had a kid, she's like, yeah, this Man's Day idea,
Yeah.
it's out of here.
Out the window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, somebody, if anybody's out there from Germany watching the show, fill me in. Is this a real thing, Man's Day?
Nice.
So, but yeah, for Father's Day, I'm not going to ruin it because you know what, Keegan does watch some of these shows every once in a while. So, I've caught wind of some of the stuff that he's got planned. So, I'm not going to ruin it. I'm just going to enjoy it. But I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome, man.
That's what kids are cool for.
They're
Like-
great. They're great for everything, man.
Yeah, like if you're out there and you don't have any kids, I'm not the type of person who promotes it if you don't want it.
Yeah.
Like if you don't want to have kids, that's cool. I don't think it will make your life any lesser of a life.
I guess. Yeah.
Once you have a kid, though, you recognize like, holy this is awesome,
Yeah.
and I can't imagine my life without.
Oh, that was the TSN turning point for me, man.
It
Like,
really was.
I don't know anything about anything, and
Yeah.
I need to get way better.
That's right.
Right.
My thing, and like you can build off this one, is I found I wasted so much time before a kid.
Mhm.
I thought I was busy.
That's what I mean. I thought, oh, I'm good. Like I'm working hard. I'm saving money. I know lots. No, man. As soon as I had a kid, I had all this weight on my shoulders.
Yeah,
Like I remember the moment that we had a C-section,
right.
and the doctor handed me my child, and she's like, "Okay, Dad, it's time for her first bath." And I was like, "Man, are you crazy? Like I'm not. I don't have my ticket in bathing the youngest human being on the face of the planet right now.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So, and I just had this weight on my shoulders, like, oh man, you have the opportunity to be the best dad that you can be,
Yeah.
and give this kid the best life. Like that's on you.
That's right.
So you gotta get to work, man.
That's
Gotta get
right.
to work.
That's exactly it. And it's crazy. And the thing is, you still have to do everything you were doing before,
Yep.
but now you have this immense responsibility too.
I wish that I had that. Like I just got this crazy thirst for knowledge. Like I got to be the smartest guy now. Like why couldn't I had that when I was like in high school?
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Well, the kids will call you out. My
Yeah.
kid calls me out all the time. I'm just like, and luckily, I got this phone.
Yeah.
So I can be like, you know what? I don't know. Let's look that up. I don't know how parents did it before phones.
Right.
Like,
Go play outside.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, just mind your business. Like, it's crazy, but yeah, it's a game changer. I love it,
Yeah, me
and
too, man.
I'm like reliving a bunch of my childhood through him. In regards to my parents are awesome, and they kept all my toys.
Oh, nice.
Everything. My parents are borderline hoarders. I found out because I'm like, yeah, I used to have this toy. My mom's like, oh, go into the garage, you'll find them all. And so we've been pulling out like all the old Legos and Batmans and
Yeah.
all these old school toys, and he's loving it again.
That's kind of it too, eh? It
Yeah.
gives you that free pass to do kid stuff, like to be a kid again, right?
That's right.
Like when your buddies are like, hey, come on over, watch the UFC, watch the game, or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fun.
Yeah,
Or do you want to go figure out where butterflies go when it's raining?
that's right.
You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
right.
Let's go on an adventure.
That's right. And
Yeah.
some of the questions that he asks, you're just like, oh man, I never thought about it like that before.
Yeah, man.
Like it's an ongoing learning experience.
Yeah.
One of the favorite parts I love about having a child is I like cartoons.
Yep.
And now I have like free pass to watch cartoons, go to the movies, watch something, and you're not that guy. You're like, why is there a 30-plus-year-old man here watching this cartoon? I'm like, oh, because I got a 6-year-old. I'm like, oh, pass.
Yeah.
Prior to that, I was just that weird guy.
Still do it though.
Oh, I still did. I love
My
cartoons.
best parenting win, just as far as like the movies and stuff go,
Yeah.
Frozen was coming out.
Okay.
So I downloaded the music beforehand, and we listened to it for about a week before the movie.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So her and I were the only ones in the movie theater that knew all the songs that were gonna happen. Man, she was lit up like a Christmas tree. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we know something you guys don't.
That's an
You know what I
awesome
mean?
parent
It was-
hack.
Yeah, it was great.
Wow, I love that idea. That's a good one. I'm going to utilize that.
Yeah, man. I just stumbled on it, right?
That's a smart idea. Yeah, the other thing I'm liking is playing some these games with him, like Battleship or like Kids Monopoly. Like they're coming out with kids games, so he can kind of get into it. Because like as a 6-year-old playing some of these games as we were a kid, you just couldn't.
Yeah,
It was too
tedious.
advanced.
Yeah.
So like the board game market has definitely recognized that, hey, we can make money off the younger generation. Let's give them these sports things. So before selling cars, you said you were in the oil patch. What did you do in the oil patch?
Well, I was an engineer for Weatherford, and
Okay.
I was
So
combination.
you're a PNG.
Pardon me?
PNG? Like you got the pinky ring?
No, that
Oh.
that was my job title.
Oh,
with them. I
okay.
did downhole engineer. I did completion work, right? Like with
Okay.
explosives and
Oh,
radioactive equipment. Yeah.
radioactive equipment. So
Yeah, it's just logging tools for like the formations and
interesting.
in the well. Yeah.
The reason I think, and I pause about that, prior to this life that I live now, I used to work in the area of non-destructive testing.
Okay.
And so they used to use a lot of radiation to like check the thickness and welds and stuff. So I'm always interested when somebody's like, oh, because the general
It was
population-
great. It was. I liked it because I was always learning, right?
That's right.
Like we were working like with cement bond logging tools. Like you know how to run the tool, but how do they work? How do they operate, right?
That's
like
right.
they would emit these little tick sounds, like,
Right.
and then it would have a receiver. You know what I mean? Like if you hit a piece of pipe that's free, it's like bong,
Yeah.
right? But if there's cement tight to it,
Yeah.
it's like ding, ding, right? So it measures the sound waves, right? And
That's
then
right.
tells you how dense that cement is. It's just
That's
I'm a
cool.
nerd like that, man. I
Yeah,
like that kind of
man.
stuff.
That is really interesting. Yeah, no, there's so many career choices out there that like you never would know unless you stumble into it. Somebody tells you about it. Like the guidance counselor at school is definitely not telling you about that career option.
No.
So how did you find yourself in that one?
Just happenstance.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I had no clue. I graduated high school a year early.
yeah,
No clue what to do. Like, what am I gonna? I got no. School's easy for me.
you're right.
And all my buddies said, you should be a teacher.
Yeah,
You'd be great at that, man.
yeah,
So I applied and got accepted. I was going to be a junior high science teacher. I got accepted in Red Deer for Bachelor of Education, General Sciences, secondary.
okay,
So I was going to go do that. Then I went to work on the rigs to save up money because I had a cousin that was, and at that time you could be 17 years old and go work on the rigs
yeah,
and
yeah,
do a big boy job.
yeah,
And I had to go do a career investigation report. And my ex-girlfriend, in high school, her father was my math teacher and he was my boy.
yeah,
So I did the career investigation report with him. And the last question I asked him was like, just out of curiosity, like, how much do you make a year?
yeah,
And he's like, not everybody's been doing this as long as me, Nick, but I made $50,000 this year. And I was like, never mind. I'm 17. I just made that in 8 months working on the rigs. Like,
yeah,
yeah, never mind.
yeah, yeah.
I wish I would have had like a second sober thought or somebody to be like, qualify that 50 grand. No, they also have like a pension package.
That's
they get
right.
their weekends off. They
Yeah,
evenings
yeah.
off. Also, the entire summer.
That's right.
And you're molding young minds. Like it would have been a,
Yeah.
you know,
Pros and cons.
hindsight's 2020.
Yeah,
but
that's right. That's right.
Right.
Well, here's a con. I'm going to say this about being a teacher, and a con, because I'm married to a teacher,
Oh, okay.
is you get that time off, but it's peak time. So when you're traveling, I'm telling you, you're paying peak travel time.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, with that travel time, you get a lot of it. But if something happens outside of that travel time, like let's say somebody decides to get married,
That's a true story. Yeah.
you ain't going to it.
Yeah.
So sometimes I got to attend weddings by myself. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, being a teacher, there are a lot of perks.
Yeah.
But
If you ever need a wedding date, I'm always here.
yeah, there you go. So the other, yeah, the big the big upside to being a teacher though is the impact that you leave
Absolutely.
on
Yeah.
kids.
It's
Like it's
fulfilling,
crazy.
right?
But yeah, when that's the one thing, especially growing up here in McMurray, you can make a lot of money in the oil field. You just can, and so it's hard to like tell people to like, hey, there are these other careers, they don't make as much money, but they're equally as fulfilling. And then more often than not, people.
It's funny, man. Like, cause when I was living in Slave Lake working as an engineer, I did a bunch of completion work up here at Suncor, like
Yeah.
on the SAG-D stuff.
Right.
And the difference between living in Fort McMurray versus driving through and going, oh, this is where everybody that works out here lives.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Completely different.
Completely different, man. I love it here.
Yeah,
The
man.
people are great. Like the first month I was here, I can't tell you how many like welcome to Fort McMurray's I got. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Very welcoming community. It's awesome.
Yeah, man. It is. It's a big difference. I used to be in human resources, and so I used to bring guys up. Some of them were fly in, fly out. Some of them like actually move their whole family here. And it's one thing that I will say, and the NBA has definitely proved this point. If you live at work, you don't like what you do,
Yeah.
and you don't like the place that you're living. So for all the guys who live in camp and they say Fort McMurray sucks, it's like, yeah, you're living in camp. You're not really in Fort McMurray. And I could, if I have to live next to a plant site, I would agree. But you're having like NBA players who are in this bubble who are just like, this is the worst. I hate it.
Yeah.
And they're playing basketball.
Yeah.
So it just goes to show you, yeah, if you're living wherever you're living, if that's where you're tied in for work, it's not going to be a good experience.
Yeah.
And so I find that, yeah, when guys who were living in camp say, hey, I don't like Fort McMurray, it's, dude, you don't know Fort McMurray.
Yeah.
But as soon as you come into the community, you're like, this place rocks.
Yeah. Yeah. We've been
So-
here 4 months, and every weekend
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, we could go do that too. There's another new thing that we could go explore or whatever.
that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's awesome. There's bounty of stuff.
that's cool to hear, man. So we're at the part of the show. It's called the Mac City Minute. Tanner's going to ask you a few quick questions. I don't know what he's going to ask you, so best of luck. Tanner, hit him
Bring
with
it,
your
bud.
Mac City Minute.
Alrighty. Question number 1 for you. What is your favorite way to spend time in Fort Mac with your daughter?
Exploring. Yeah.
Question number 2. What has been your favorite part of being in Fort McMurray?
All the people I've met.
Question number 3. What is your favorite food you've tried in Fort McMurray?
Oh, that's an easy one, man. That's Mitchell's Cafe. Dude, I get there. I sold that a girl a vehicle that owns the place.
Okay.
And man, she got me. She got the better end of that deal. I've been getting a sandwich there. She brought me a free sandwich, and now I'm like, I'm hooked. What do you? Yeah, Joel, what do you got on the go today? It's I love it.
That's awesome.
Question number 4. What is your craziest car sales story?
Oh, I can't tell it. Oh, don't think lesser of me for this one.
Yeah.
Because I brought it up. I got a car deal done for a lady, and this was over the phone.
Yeah.
Unbeknownst to me, she's in the hospital and she just had her leg amputated because she had diabetes.
Oh no.
And we need to get the paperwork signed. And my boss at the time was like, "Well, you toddle your ass down to the hospital,
Yeah.
and you get the paperwork." And she was the nicest lady in the world, but you've never felt like a greasier human being than when you go into a hospital and say, "Yeah, I'm just here to get paperwork signed."
Yeah. Yeah.
That was the worst. Yeah, that was the craziest. And I was young. I was just starting. I was in Calgary.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that at this time. It would be like,
Yeah. We'll just
we'll
wait.
wait.
Yeah.
We'll wait.
You'll wait.
And your final question.
Yes,
What
sir.
is one reason you want to grow your roots in Fort McMurray?
Oh, because I love it up here, man. That's easy. Yeah, I absolutely love it here. The team that I work with at
Yeah.
Noral Toyota are amazing, and people like you that I've met. I can't say enough good stuff about Fort McMurray. I love it up here.
And those have been your 5 questions.
That's awesome. Now, in regards to Mitchell's, what's your order there?
Man, I'm literally going through the menu.
Okay.
I
you're like-
haven't had a bad.
You don't
sandwich
have
there.
you don't have like a go-to order.
What was the one that I just got the last time? I think it's called Sweet Heat or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got like chips on the sandwich and stuff, and Montreal
Okay.
smoked meat and little
Yeah.
sprouts and this Dijon mustard.
Nice. I've never had a bad sandwich here either, but my go-to jam, I don't know what it's called, but as soon as I go in, they know. It's got turkey.
Oh,
and
the
it's-
turkey cranberry one?
There we go.
Yeah, that one's
Oh,
dope too.
Man, like it's like Thanksgiving but better.
Well, usually when I go to a restaurant, like, you have your go-to, like, if you go to Subway, you exclusively get this one type of sandwich.
That's
you
right.
go to a pizza place, you get this kind of pizza.
That's right.
I didn't want to do that there.
That's
I'm
right.
so glad that I did it.
That's
I'm
right.
literally just going through the menu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's my go-to jam there. But you are right. That's the way to do it. I have this little thing, and I don't know if we've ever brought this up. How I order food at restaurants. Have
Yeah,
we?
very early in the show.
Yeah. So this story, not a lot of people know. I used to be a recruiter, so I used to travel all around Canada and the world, arguably, and interview people. But I lived on the road, so when, like you said, you go to a restaurant, you're always ordering the same thing.
Yep.
And I found that most menus are the exact same. You know what I mean? You got burgers, you got whatever.
Yeah.
So I just got to the point where I was ordering the same thing. So now when I go to restaurants, the majority of the time, I actually don't order my own food.
Oh, yes. Come on.
I get the waitress to order my food, and I say, hey, whatever you would eat if you were me, that's what I want. I don't have any allergies. I like everything. You're not going to bring me something I'm not going to eat.
Yeah.
And the food that has been presented to me, it's the best thing I've ever
Yeah,
done.
they'll bring you their favorite dish or
That's
whatever,
right. And they work in the restaurant, so they know what's good.
Have you ever done any work in a restaurant?
Never.
No.
Never.
I did.
Never. Nope. So, yeah, I love food, and I love being surprised with different things. I've been brought food that I would have never in a million years ordered. Sometimes you look at it and you're just like, what is this?
Yep.
But I've never had a bad experience. It's the way to go.
Yeah, man.
Cool. So that's it. That's 20 minutes. It flew by. I think we might be
Yeah,
over
man.
20 minutes, actually. Tanner hit his watch a few minutes ago at me. So before I let you go, though, thank you for showing up.
Thank you
Definitely
for having me,
appreciate
man.
it. No worries. And this is the part of the show where you get a shameless plug. So pump up who you are and how people can support you.
Come support me at Noral Toyota. You can look me up on my, I have a Facebook page for Noral. It's just Nick at Noral Toyota.
Yep.
I don't know if you can share that or whatever.
Yeah, we
I'm
will.
a boomer. I don't know how technology works, but with your help, I'm figuring it
Yeah.
out, actually.
Yeah, we'll
So,
connect you.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for having me, man.
Sweet. There we go. All right. Well, then that's easy. So, yeah, there will be a link below. So definitely click on it. Support Nick here at Noral Toyota. They have awesome cars. He's an awesome dude. So that's an easy one. On that note, that's been the end of the episode. So thank you very much for tuning in. Really do appreciate it, as per usual. Hopefully you're having a nice day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
I just said this. That's another Mac City Morning Show done.
It's so ballistic!
quenching your ugly thirst.